Hi YouTube, welcome in. We're back again. Best of Arknights 2024 by Plus Minus. You will see his link in the description below if you want to go check the video out yourself without me being in the corner, or if you want to follow him, subscribe, which I highly recommend you do. Plus Minus makes banger content, all right? The community here is cooking, from what I have learned in my short time here. It's like Arknights week. We are on day 6 essentially. By the time you're watching this video, this might be the last Arknights consecutive video for a couple days. We've got Wuthering Waves, we've got Honkai 2.0, 3.0 live streams. There's a lot going on in gacha, but hey, in that dead spot, we joined Arknights and we had a good time, all right? So, without further ado, we're going to watch the video, we're going to enjoy it, and if you do want to watch it, please like, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate you, and without further ado, let's watch a 45-minute banger from Plus Minus, which should also give us an insight to more of the community, I would assume.
Hello netizens, Plus here. 2024 is finally coming to an end, and holy was this
Welcome back.
year. We got the downfall of Mr. Beast before...
Sorry. Me being here for Mr. Beast's downfall is ugh. I will never miss. I will never not miss an opportunity to be like, call it. Anyway, without further ado.
Arknights Endfield. The whole exposure situation has become the absolute goldmine for a lot of content creators. Gonna hit the iron while it is hot.
Man.
A lot of people went to France to watch the summer games, not to embrace athleticism or sportsmanship, nah-ah. People simply wanted to see the hilarious failure of the Olympics in the flesh. On the
As an Australian, I'm insulted that she exists.
other side, what the fuck happened to the stock market? We just lost $6.4 trillion. Also, guys, I can't believe that Mark Max got re-elected again. Dude has been the president of the United States of Colombia for nearly 250 years. Is there anyone who can replace this bird? This year was truly a wild ride. We got to learn that Nikocado Avocado was
two steps ahead.
Always 2 steps ahead.
Yeah.
How Deku from My Hero Academia actually peaked at high school. And we almost got the second coming of Iroha in a not so
EOS before it even came out. Oh my god.
archive ripoff. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Vatican now officially has an anime mascot, which makes having the power of God in anime a canon event. And with the release of Zenless Zone Zero, miHoYo finally unleashed their ultimate game to filter out the tourists. I gotta say, we truly live in an extraordinary timeline, but what happened to Arknights Global in 2024? Buckle up netizens and get ready for the emotional roller coaster that is the best of Arknights 2024.
Lock in, boys. We are here. We are here for Mr. Beast's downfall. Character banners. Narratives by the community. ARGs. It is time. I'm excited. Lands 1 reference? I mean, actually kind of true. It's like a skag out the front, right?
Beneath the rubble, we are starting off with our very first event about Rim Billiton, the nation that is made up of corporations and cultists. The Grinning Valley was basically a slice-of-life road movie turned into a visual novel. It happened pre-Londinium crisis, where the gang is trying to restore the Doctor's broken memories. And let me tell you, this is the build-up for the finale of this year. We got Wormy, Suzerain's biggest rival, and Makise from Steinsgate.
Oh! Steinsgate reference. Back to back. Yeah, cinema.
Is a good job, mate. Did you come here today? Nah, I came here yesterday. Not gonna lie, Hypergriff
Australian
really
accent
picked the perfect voice actor to fill in with the Australian representation. Her design is very peak. I mean, just look at her tummy. How can they reveal so little and still make her so hot? Sometimes I like to imagine Wormy under, my lawyer advised me not to finish this joke.
Under the table memes will never die in Arknights, will they? They will never, ever, ever die. Oh my days.
Regardless of that, we also got one of the best skin of the year. I really didn't know I needed a Reed Altar in a witch costume until I did. These skill animations are really something. I mean, she's literally flying in the air.
True. What the fuck? Eh? Oh! Oh, cinema? Bean zoomies again.
Welcome to the rice field, motherfucker. We are so back in yen, and this time
holy shit! Whoa! 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 Plus, I never felt so like intimidated. Holy! Out of nowhere, off the back of a bean montage. Welcome to the
landship. That is if you summoned her with the help of a rice cooker. She has the power to grow things, is perfectly level, and can become a particle accelerator in a moment's notice. We traveled to Dahuan, where the land is flat,
I know, but that's so crazy the way you said it.
Now I can assure you that flat and fertile is essential to the plot of land, that is. Shu not only prevented countless war crimes against rice, she has transcended the term MILF to a new level simply by plowing the fields. Some people went so down bad for her, they wanted to travel to rural areas and start working on the fields too. Well, what can I say? We all did our fair share of hard labor.
Sure.
But can you stop fucking around and steal all my crops? Yosta has made an official creator event where we needed to cook. The more delicious the food looked, the better your chances are to win the event. Wait, nobody told me you can win by submitting a burnt toast. There was also a fan animation contest, which was the perfect spotlight for a lot of smaller creators. Thanks Yosta for handling this perfect event, except for that time when the website crashed, and that other time when people had a time frame where they could vote for their submissions endlessly.
Wait, I think something's broken. Wait.
Well, all these things aside,
it
was an absolute banger event with very cool in-game mechanics too, which was all about the unfiltered water from which she stood in with her bare feet. We mostly drank it and occasionally used it to cleanse corrupted water on the fields.
What is happening? Is this Don't Starve? Wait. Don't Starve collab. Oh no, it's just reference. God damn it. That would have been so hype. Okay. I didn't notice all the designs, man. The designs actually threw me just then. The true and full beta of all betas. True, dude. It's when the game trying to change its tower defense, yeah. That's so cool, man.
Catharsis finally did it. He made a cover of the Phenomenal Agents song by collaborating with his colleagues, Isaac Wolf, and the blessing from the myth, the legend, Adam Gubman himself. This collaborative project has been a long way coming, but it was absolutely worth the wait and effort. I mean, just look at the Miss Christine cosplay.
Elbin! El, where are you? Lungbao!
She said she was gonna buy some dumplings?
Why? We have interns for that.
I don't know, something about making sure they're right.
Someone should go music club. Oh yeah.
Find her. I'll handle it for now. Lungmen Dragons also celebrated its 3rd anniversary this August. While LD is mainly a strategy group focused on bringing hardcore gameplay to the EN landscape through showcasing runs of precise, difficult clears, and hosting different Arknights tournaments. It's also a group that focuses on making playing the game your own way accessible through community effort and activities. That's why this year, we hosted a bunch of activities that focused on fostering this sense of community. The community put their thinking caps on as they worked to solve a cryptic crossword puzzle. In fact, they were actually too locked in as they solved the crossword puzzle before it was even announced, prompting us to make a very important announcement. We also had an Ask Me Anything with a Lungmen Dragons panel, giving everyone a chance to ask us the spiciest and most riveting of questions like who are the top 3 operators of today, and
Tick tails
Why
or
I don't know.
tin tails? The Gabriel lovers in chat? Mod chat? Hello?
and now that we're at the tail end of my part, I just
From the outside looking in, the Arknights fan base is like actually terrifying. Like everyone just seems like so dialed in on every event ever, right? I'm just saying. I'm just putting it out there.
wanted to say that.
Wait, you guys, I'm
Lungbao,
here.
Honkai fans, we can't even
Gabriel,
read.
What are you holding?
Well, don't worry about it, okay? Anyways, my part for this thing is still on, right?
Yeah, sure, just go ahead. You can put down the...
Hey guys, the Flash and Flare of Lungmen Dragons. My name's Lungbao and I'm LD's resident Kung Fu Dragon. You'll be seeing more of me here at LD in the near future. It's nice to meet you all. Was that good? I mean, I think that was pretty good. Anyways, I'll be putting these down right over there.
Great, so you're sharing those dumplings with everyone, right?
No, fuck no. All her dumplings, brother. You're grinding ascension levels for randomized characters in HL so you can get single 4-star so you can get another tournament pool. Oh, Tama, at that point you just gotta spend money, right?
This year's
at that point,
Gamescom
you're
was something very special to me. I was invited by Hypergriff to visit their exhibition and
Where's my... I wasn't here. Why can I pretend that I'm relevant even though we've been streaming Arknights for like, what, a week? Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, look, I would still like an invite even though you guys did know who I was 6 months ago.
both Arknights Endfield
You're
and
broke?
Popucom. There was a
What's
huge
PayPal? Send you
crowd
20
around
cents.
their booth, but because I got invited, I got a reserved spot to playtest. Afterwards, I had the opportunity to talk with the devs about their games.
Hey, look. Why didn't I go? That's a great question. My answer is I'm Australian. It takes 12 hours to get anywhere. And if you say, oh, actually I was in Australia, then I didn't know about that. I knew you were 6 months ago. Thank you, Akashi. Hey, look, no one knew who I was a week ago, most likely.
It was
barring
one
a
of the
very
most
select few
memorable
people.
moments to me because I finally got to
Now we're a
meet
foreign
the
reviewer,
people
Andy, on
behind
YouTube.
my
How times have
favorite
changed.
game. Also, thanks Hypergriff for giving me these amazing merch. My soul is officially bribed now, and there is no amount of goodwill I will show
Just
any
go to
other
CM,
gacha companies
insane.
in the future.
Arknights Endfield finally decided to give us some crumbs of content again by going on a
Beta soon, boys!
tour, attending many
Let me in.
conventions.
Let me
These
in.
being PAX West in Seattle, which I was fortunate enough to be invited to, and I got to talk to the team behind the game. For so long, the community has been believing that Endfield was just a mass hallucination.
Who
For
the
so
fuck
long,
invited
the community
Wolverine?
has been believing that Endfield was just a
Who the fuck? Boy, what? This has to be B-roll, not actually related to the event, right? It has to be.
mass hallucination that we all collectively dreamt up due to a lack of news. But lucky for us, Endfield was playable at PAX and all other conventions.
That's
attended,
real?
And
Oh,
these
man.
lines got fairly long and stayed that way for the entire
Bears in
weekend.
2 weeks, once we
I
know,
saw
yeah.
many players that tried the game leave rather intrigued, and
I
that
played
made
AK
me
before.
sad, since they too will become victims to the lack of news that we are so accustomed to. Seeing
Yup.
so many people try out the game at PAX and leaving intrigued and happy was exciting. If Endfield can improve on what it already has and take it to the next level, it would have the potential to break out of its niche status that current day Arknights holds. The future's looking bright for Endfield,
Interesting.
but remember, we all must wait patiently and let HG cook so we can get a gourmet meal once it comes out. Hopefully those that played Endfield at PAX have already come to check out the prequel and Arknights. So
Do you want to know something I'm really excited for? Which I don't think anyone's really mentioned. And it's related to Enfield. For the beta, we're probably going to have we're probably going to have the pulling system, the gacha mechanic. Because we didn't have that in the base, tech test. So we're probably going to learn the way the pity system works, the average pity length, because it will have pity, how much a pull costs and that kind of stuff. So we're going to get that soon. And I hope it's different to Genshin and Honkai and Wuwa. It's got its own mechanic, because a little bit of change would be very nice.
To sum it all up, please give us more news.
We'll definitely get headhunting. Arrowhead.
When I heard Arknights was getting a second Rainbow Six Siege collab, I had to stop and ask myself,
Collab
is
has
this
a lot
dream
of gravity,
or is
certainly
this
supplements
reality?
the promotional strategy.
In Lucent
true.
Arrowhead, we were following Ella and her squad mates, investigating the disappearance of Ash's squad. They all
Was I playing this? I wasn't playing with the second R6 collab, actually. I think I played the first one where I got Ash. I wonder if oh no, hold on. What did I read? I feel like I read something, but it's gone now. You worried about the gacha model? Look, worst case scenario, it's the same as the other current big 3 gacha games. So it's not the end of the world if it's like that. I would just rather it be different, personally.
also got isekai and landed in Docilis, a city known for its tourism and underground terrorism. But this time, we're not in the shiny,
Terrorism,
glamorous
racism, and
touristy part
Arknights?
of Docilis.
Water is wet.
We're in the slums. And getting to know the street art community and the narcissistic artifact collector, Vernal. Ella's squad jumped straight into action, teaching some home invaders how to engage in a gunfight like a proper squad, a skill I extremely lacked in Rainbow Six Siege.
True.
Throughout this journey, we saw how they interact with the Terrens and learn about empathy. Especially Doc, being the Giga Chad he is, went out of his way helping the people of the street art community by being their local doctor. He also threatened a commanding officer and engaged in a bit of language banter with the locals. I also really enjoyed the climax, seeing Rainbow Team in full action with both Ash and Ella's squad working together, and witnessed this amazing recreation of the Rainbow Six cover art.
Oh my
Then
god!
there's Vernal. Born in
That's so sick.
Contingency, this man takes capitalism everywhere. So much so, he created something that we know and love.
Please no Genshin, we can hope.
NFT. Unfortunately, the public's reaction
No!
is not very positive, and this guy perfectly summarizes Vernal as a character. A rich kid with brain rot. Can't say it better myself, my guy.
And if he's a canon in Arknights, oh my god, boys,
Yo,
burn
what
the
up? It's
bridges.
your boy Renegade coming at you to tell you all about what happened during contingency contract.
Renegade!
It's not a
Renegade
secret
mentioned!
that contingency contract is supposed to bring out the tryhard in you. I'm talking you leaning forwards to change your gamer posture to lock in
Me when I play Nikki?
type of tryhard. It's supposed to be a new challenge that you need to overcome until the YouTube app comes up. Jokes aside, contingency contract
Hi,
was
Renegade.
based around the Stultifer
Insane.
event, and with it comes the Seaborn enemies, and a lot of people hate the Seaborn for many reasons. And if for some reason you're part of the 1% that likes the Seaborn enemies, let me quote one of Exia's line for you.
I already called dibs on the most lucrative real estate in hell.
Despite all the comments about how contingency contract battle plan is very hard compared to the previous generation of CC, Hypergriff did a really good job on changing things up for the second iteration of contingency contract. One good example is the revamping of the daily maps. Those were
Ooh.
really brutal, since if you're trying to complete the medal set, you basically had to log in every day to clear different stages that rotate daily. There are 4 maps in contingency contract Underdawn, and the final map is the pinch out map. Luckily, they didn't bring back the 1000% HP on mechs, or else the entire AK community would have been set on fire, so they managed to dodge a bullet there.
Oh,
Good
man.
job, Hypergriff. Aside from that, that's really the only thing that they did good, unfortunately. In fact, this version of contingency contract is harder than the previous CC we had. Supa did a really good job explaining the difficulty spike of CCB compared to the old CC, and if I were to summarize it, basically what happened is that the ability to stack risks in order to get more points is bad, compared to the previous CC, where if you chose a risk that's much higher than the one you picked, it will override and only select the tag with the highest effect available instead of stacking them. Now, that's enough.
Wait, what? This is the last known contingency contract. Wait, when was the last time we got a CC?
Doom posting. Despite CCB being hard, there are still
You built
people that
Patanko
really
based.
push themselves to overcome adversity. This is a run from Pard, and Pard is no stranger to all of us. If you're a fan of high-end content, then Pard managed to clear CCB Underdawn with 870 points.
Wow, that's a really impressive run. I wish Renegade could be as good as Pard, but I'm stuck with this piece of shit.
That's true, actually. But hey, I can hold my own, you know. Anyways, CL also managed to clear with 870
That's
points.
crazy.
And one thing you notice is that once you slowly climb up the difficulty ladder, your options to choose which operator to bring is getting smaller and smaller. That's why you can see that CL's and Pard's lineup is almost similar.
Seal is such a god gamer, and like Renegade here who has a smooth brain and can't clear high-end content even with meta operators.
Alright, calm down now. You're starting to hurt my feelings.
It's a tough
And
idea, man.
finally, an honorable mention is Crave, who managed to clear with 505 points. But Renegade, that's quite a decrease in difficulty compared to the previous one you just mentioned. I know, but that's because the Mad Lad not only cleared it flawlessly, but they were also doing a one-tile no-hit
One
challenge.
unit.
As if Contingency contract itself wasn't hard enough, they went ahead and challenged himself even further.
This strategy reminds
still
me of
nuts.
our friend Plus Minus, who uploads once a year.
Hey, be nice.
Fuck you.
But also, it's true. Where was I?
Hey, be nice. Whoa! How much on capital? Like 10%.
Oh yeah, that's all the things about Underdawn taken care of. We have a tight schedule and Plus has an upload schedule to maintain, if you can believe such a thing exists.
Maybe. Ooh. Renegade Slender? We live to a Slender Renegade, of course.
The artistic culmination of Arknights multimedia, a concert showcasing the game's banger in-game soundtracks and operator themes, alongside a spectacle featuring our beloved characters and their rich stories. Ambience Synesthesia is a beloved annual event, and this year's iteration, Res Souvenance, did not miss a beat. That's not all though. This year's AS was particularly special, as it was the feature of Global's first international screenings and get-togethers. The Arknights Ambience Synesthesia 2024 offline screening in Toronto was an unofficial event that brought an experience once exclusive to CN to the global community. Yes, unofficial. That was a free entry grassroots event, brought to us by the community's sheer passion for the game, with support from various organizations and enthusiasts. It was basically one big get-together, with free food, drinks, and even souvenir bags for everyone. We even had a medal designed like the in-game ones to commemorate the event for those who attended. The event was a huge success. Not only did everyone have fun, but this event was also a milestone for the global community, with Hypergriff now looking into bringing small-scale offline concerts to global. And event organizer Nomad Dikron planning for more Arknights events, unofficial or not.
Bring him to Australia. Bring him to Australia. Maybe I can attend. Maybe I can attend in real time. Would be cinema, but I understand.
AN community may have more in store for them in the near future.
Before we jump into the most anticipated section of the year, let's revisit some of the art trends
Babel.
that happened. We started from 480 pixel and slowly went up to 1080 pixel. And how can I ignore Kita doing the Oshinoko dance?
Yep.
That became a new brain rot for us weeps. Not only were
I could
there
organize
all
for
sorts
Australia.
of reiterated
I don't know if
versions,
I could.
there were plenty, and I mean
Penguin!
plenty of Arknights versions too. And on the less silly spectrum of things, Hypergriff hosted a campus recruitment course at the University of Southern California.
I remember this.
They showed all of their projects so far.
Yeah,
and
this was
glimpsed
really
into
weird.
What makes up Arknights, which consists of fine art, terror, medical, nice plot, doom, suffering, and last but not least, furry. And yes, this is an official Hypergriff presentation. What was also quite interesting was the Chinese game industry from the perspective of the game developers. And I'm not gonna lie, just looking at this PowerPoint slide makes one really think. The Chinese game industry has really come far, with a closing end of everyone getting merchandise before leaving the presentation, and lastly a message from Hai Mao, 你是中国游戏的未来, which translates into you are the future of Chinese games.
So, Babel. From October 10th to Halloween, we got the most anticipated events of the game.
Everyone talks about Babel. I just breathe oxygen and someone says, Max, you need to learn Babel. You need to watch Babel. Babel is the way, the truth, and the light. So yeah, let's get a synopsis.
Also the one with the most misinformation regarding its story. Game.
You guys wanted me to pay attention to this? Max, Babel is peak cinema. What the? We got a freak off?
Gameplay-wise, it was simple, kind of. The chain mechanic isn't too hard to grasp, but every single stage
Teresa's
introduces a
Diddy
new
freak off.
enemy.
Insane.
Like, seriously, there are 10 new unique enemies in this event alone, all of which interact with the chains of friendship mechanic in different ways. We got 4 new operators, one of which was Oda, the first Earthshaker operator. He's fine, not great, but not bad either. Unlike Lutanada and Aroma, at least Oda is usable. The 6th star of the event was Ascalon, which would have made the game in year 1, but currently is just good. She's kind of a side grade to Mizuki, which already isn't meta. But none of that is important. Babel is about love. Not just love, but also heartbreak.
Yep.
Loving something that you have no right to love. Loving people that some might argue shouldn't be loved. I won't spoil much here, but when Babel came out in CN, a lot of people misunderstood what was actually going on. If you were around back then, you would think that the Doctor's mother gave birth to a kid way worse than Dumber Blood and Saddam combined. In reality, the main 2 characters of the event, Doctor and Teresa, suffer solely because of their overwhelming empathy. But while they are both filled with love for Terra, the Doctor is indecisive while Teresa is almost naive and not really capable, which is why they both fail in the end. We learned quite a lot in this event, from Babel, of course, to the Doctor's civilization, to Kasdo, and even Oripathy. But we're still missing a lot of info in regards to Terra. We still don't really know what Originium actually is. We don't know a lot about the Doctor's civilization. We barely even know who the priestess is. The story of Babel is a tragedy, but in tragedy, there is hope. Sure, Babel falls apart, Teresa dies, and Theresis starts his conquest of bloodshed.
She deserved better.
Even so, the will of Teresa gets passed on to Amia.
She deserves so much better.
Eventually, from Babel's ashes, we get Rhodes Island. And finally, the Doctor is freed of his biases. The Doctor can finally choose something by himself, strictly with the help of his own experience. Pre-Amnesia Doctor and post-Amnesia Doctor are the same person, but they wouldn't make the same decisions.
Endfield! Us! We will be there!
So,
the man.
What do you think makes an operator
the myth, the legends.
Truly great? Well, boss, it's simple. First and foremost, they need to be fun to play. We are a small indie game studio, so that should always be our first priority. Second, they have to be well balanced. After all, we can't afford to have another charter incident. And lastly, they must resonate with our community. You know, an operator who isn't just great at in-game performance, but is also beloved by casual audiences and hardcore players alike. An operator who can enhance the experience for everyone. Exactly. And that is why I think we are in agreement about our next limited operator. They need to be everything the players love.
Which is?
Unique mechanics, balanced power scaling, and an established presence in the lore. We have to make sure that this operator is beloved by the whole community. Boss, you almost sound like you already have a solid idea in mind.
Weezadel?
I do. I have been cooking her in my lab for the past 2 years. Ever since the Victoria arc started, I've been wondering, what if we turned the Roach into something more than a mercenary? Here, take a look.
No way.
Wow, boss, I mean, this is genius. Using a limited operator and turning her into an alternative limited operator, it's like nothing I've ever seen before. It perfectly fits with her design and her character development. Even her abilities. You have already planned that out a long time ago. What an incredible feat. These skills and talents are powerful, yet from the looks of it, it is not just raw strength, it's elegance. Everything feels perfectly balanced. Boss, you are such a genius. You got one thing wrong. This is not balanced.
Broken cock, coming along at every fun. Broken cock.
Cinema.
You're not the only fun.
What the fuck?
Whoa, you can take my balls. I will let them go down.
Goated.
And with the Babel event behind us, we finally learned the truth of our past.
You've always known it would come down to this. After all, we're here because of you. Why won't you listen to me anymore? All that I care about now, it's only you. Only you can make this world seem right.
Why are we turning this into a musical, brother?
Only you can make the darkness bright. Only you. You're my dream come true. My one and only.
Oh man.
You.
Doki Doki moment, also true.
We really stood between two very heavy decisions. Either you married Theresa or nuked Terra. In any way, that was the perfect build-up for the most anticipated event of the year. Chapter 14 has delivered the absolute cinema of a story and final conclusion to all endings involving Londinium and the Sarcast. Some of the most bone-chilling reveals about the truth of Originium. W, you are such a dumbass. With Chapter 14, Absolve will be the Seekers. We have entered a new age, the just Wizarded age. I know there are a lot of people who are mad that she's this busted, but personally I don't give a fuck. I know how to get what I want, and that is exactly how she feels too. Actually, I like it that way, and I'm never gonna change. You know, while other operators got their alternative version by becoming a literal god of the ocean, wearing shiny armor, becoming unchained by remembering their true identity, or simply through countless painful experiences and the will to do good for their own people. But not with W. No one said you could get such a cool glow-up by robbing a graveyard. I gotta warn ya, it is not just
Barely Literate is canon? What do you mean?
As a character. I mean, she didn't outright kill us for flirting, and finally learned.
Wait, hold on. So you're telling me that she's essentially the EN server, EN fanbase, she just can't read? Well, kind of fucking based if true, actually.
That killing us now.
Yep. Oh, she is EN. Insane.
Because we are no longer the same doctor from Babel. If you thought Walter was the only one progressing as a character, then you are wrong. Because Anya touched us and became a doctor herself.
Can't read.
Okay, that was kinda untrue, but you get what I mean. She's now a doctor who kills. There was so much going on. We got a free monthly
Third
card,
form Amiya,
a ton
oh my
of
god.
new skins, IRL meetup at New York Times Square. You could even meet Rory Popper there, the guy who is known for the Nyan Bean videos. And as always, I hosted another big event revolving around the latest chapter, but this time there was more. We had bigger events, more quality submissions, and much more prize money
Breaking Bad Arknights collab, cinema
on the table. And dare I say, the events were a huge success. There were plenty of interesting speedrun clears. The competition was extremely fierce until the very end. The art submission were some of the most creative I've ever seen. I simply loved the idea of having a crossover of Wizardel and Breaking Bad. Lastly, the fan animation event.
It would be so good though, would it not?
I was so amazed by the amount of great submissions we received. And many of them were so good, it felt as if they were CN content. And that is another line off of my bucket list.
Hello there, Arknights' most hated YouTuber here, once again as an apparition in another
Most hated! Second most hated, whatever you want to say, super cinema.
person's channel akin to a cryptid sighting. I was kindly asked to talk about the meta aspect of chapter 14. You already know that Logos is stupid broken and Wiz feels like an EOS unit, so I won't repeat it here. Rather, I want to talk about what effect they had on the game and its meta. Wiz is power creep, obviously, and most people's knee-jerk reaction when she came out was rightfully negative. But let's think about it for a moment. Why is power creep bad?
Why power creep bad, chat? You gotta, why? When you think about it, character doing more damage make game easier. Why bad? Definitely not because it makes prior characters obsolete, but why bad? My Scotty is dead in a ditch.
Itself are in a constant arms race. As new operators get stronger and stronger, the game has to get harder and harder to compensate, both to keep a semblance of difficulty intact and to entice you even more to roll for that unit. The new operator ends up feeling necessary as the game grows to revolve around them.
Also true.
This also makes older units obsolete, as they aren't keeping up with the growing difficulty. The 6 months gap between N and CN is a double-edged sword. On the one hand, this entire video. On the other, it gives us 6 months of foresight to see what long-term effects a unit's release had on the game.
That's actually a really good point. No power creep if you don't pull. I mean, you're not wrong, but you're kind of like that Cultsit guy who like just saved for 2 years to then get the best luck ever.
It was little to know.
Music, yeah, of course.
The fundamental difference between Arknights and other gachas is that Gunmi is in it, but a close second is the fact that Arknights really isn't all that interested in catching up with new operators. The stages and their difficulties are ramping up, but not nearly as fast as operator strength. What this means is that you don't actually need Wisadel at all. All power creep does in Arknights is make the game more accessible to newcomers, like the Clayo channel shows. And that's all I wanted to say. I could go on a logoroic rant, but Plus only gave me like 2 minutes for this segment, so...
Oh, Plus really hit him with a wrap it up, dude. He really hit him with a dude. You got a time slot, stick by it, so help me God.
You know what is better than having fun clearing a stage? Having fun clearing a stage with a friend.
Oh man.
Which is the main theme of the next event.
Placelander. It always exists. My god, co-op!
It all started with an old co-op event that actually did not work as well as Hypergriff intended. But with the new Icebreaker Games, they have exceeded our expectations.
The 300 ping event,
a pure hell because of their difference in level, while the seasoned veterans were looking forward to cooking up the most obnoxious squads to ruin their partner's day. And then there were the majority of the player base, people like you and me who are being reminded that we do not have any friends to play with. But once the event hit the global server, none of that ever happened.
Do you mean allocation, but
in fact, it was one of the most fun and engaging events of all time.
Ebby mentioned, oh my god, Ebby mentioned. Ebby mentioned.
None of that ever happened.
Second mention in the same video.
In fact, it was one of the most fun and engaging events of all time. We had a variety of stages with very interesting goals to strive for, although sometimes it turns out to be more of a kill steal than a cooperation. Then there's also the Bastion defense game mode, which genuinely felt like an all-out war because of the amount of enemies on the map. Last but not least, there's the best game mode among them all, the positioning football games. I believe I'm speaking for a large portion of the community when I say I haven't had this much fun in Arknights for a long time. The ball game was the essence of team play, the highest form of entertainment encapsulated in the simplest way, and the pinnacle of mass tomfoolery. Game modes like these just shows how Arknights is always reinventing the tower defense game genre keeping this game fun. We were told that you were allowed to hit the enemy team members so hard they needed to relearn how to ball. This was one of those times when the community tried to force out the absolute limit of this game mode, while others just wanted to have a happy time. And that goes for the entirety of this event. Everyone enjoyed it in their own way. But beware if you use Wizardry in that event, because people actually despise those who did. To stop the usage of the roach and keep the fun, the community enacted the Assault movement, which stands for Ark silently slaughters allies to unleash lethal trolls.
I'm taking matters into my own hands. This is my villain Ark. If none of you
Ark,
will
no,
let me play
man.
the game, I'll keep deploying Ark behind your dear
The
beloved
Among Us
wife, who
imposter.
wish Adele before I cast durian-flavored Stimpack resolutely up her ass.
Before Christmas arrived, we received Lone Trail rerun. Once again, it was time to put Kristen back to sleep, even though she just wants to touch the sky. It was the perfect time to revisit Columbia once more and celebrate by eating hot dogs. We celebrated the 1 year anniversary of Half a Cup of Rice. The ball game was so peak, now let's redo this with Shu to commit more mass genocide. And as if that wasn't good enough, Echogen hosted a giveaway giving out 50 monthly cards. It was really a peak event back-to-back-to-back experience, which Mumu would call a coinky dink.
Coinky dink? No way. Papa life.
Maestro. It's been a while, Doña Irene.
Indeed it has. Those clothes suit you.
Thank you. Right. There's been an emergency. The lighthouse. It just picked up signals of unknown origin. They seem to be coming from not the sea, but the sky.
Jordi, I think we can already see them.
Huh? Oh. Oh dear.
People of Iberia, do not be alarmed. Ager greets you. We would like to invite you to our city. Hopefully by working together with Iberia and other terrestrial nations, we will be able to create a waterway that links directly
Where is
to
John
Earth.
Bloodborne?
That is all.
Arrogance. Don't worry, the Abyssal Hunters aren't going to turn into Seaborn because of the auto-adaptive junction that
Holy
resists
legs.
the Seaborn genes.
But there's a record of a failed auto-adaptive junction surgery in the Abyssal Hunter lab archives.
That was, I'll be honest.
Then how can we be sure he hasn't turned into a Seaborn yet? We should arrest him.
Those fools will never realize that I tempered with Miliarium's beacon system and weapons. If we can't beat the Seaborn, then we must become one with them.
You disappoint me, Blandis. Cultist of the deep.
Alright, team. We've successfully planted the beacon.
legs.
The Seaborn should be dying off any second now. What the hell is that? Why are they multiplying faster? Oh fuck!
The Church of the Deep's founder was you, Mardus? But why? You were gone for 2 whole centuries. What happened in that failed expedition? What turned you into what you are now?
Failed? No. It was a success beyond our wildest dreams. You see, we literally displaced the mental ruins for the first time. The presence is carved in the rock into massive, maze-like complex reaching into the mental. We have never gone further than that, even after thousands of years of history. The mental ruins, the genesis of the civilization. We thought we'd find more notes, more secrets, more answers there. But all we had hoped for did not exist. All that was buried in those depths was a slump of hope. I was separated from my team along the way. I was the only one to make the end of the path. There, I saw a giant, some massive thing sitting in the shadow of the cerulean tree. I not see his entirety. A small part of his limb was enough to fill my time there. That limb was touching the defense wall, a sealed chamber. Perhaps he was looking for contact. Or perhaps, before I realized it, I was standing before him and reaching out. The wall of the chamber was cold, but I could feel his warmth. Then, the vision surged towards me from every direction. It unmade me. Followed the sea, the real Pacific the land of flame. The stargate extinguished, the star ring broken, the road network shattered. Air heard some of the music for the resource of the I saw the vision before my eyes. Yet, it was not the end. Vision continued to flow. Vision far beyond my limited comprehension. Eternally dispersing particles into the sand that never rippled. Cold, light was faint and dark as night. Without stars and ever-expanding black holes. Nothing there was familiar. I lost my senses. All of them. Having the firm that shared with me, not senses of existence. It was entirely alien place, without life, meaning, or information. But you opposite. Understand the meaning of those visions. It was the end of resource civilization, and calamity that terror must face. It is the end of all things. The horrifying images left me as I pulled my hand back, protect my own age. One that was broken, blurred, chaotic. He and his children shall have all that living and consumed the moon and the stars. All that living and dead shall nurture, and each shall never at any time survive. Over and over, survive. He was trapped within the dream stagnated. Evolution stagnated. Continued stagnated. He was trapped in the dream. Therefore, I must awaken him.
I see.
Huh?
It seems the Seaborn are making this tower their own nest.
What? Can we reverse it? What do we do now?
We must eject the tower from the city before it's too late. You go, young one.
But if you do that, you'll sink along with it. Into the hordes of Seaborn.
I must remain here to confirm that the framework has resumed operation, then eject the tower myself.
Oh, okay.
Goddamn.
We need to move the city to land if we're going to survive the seaborne attack. We can ask the Inquisition for support once
Another
we're
yap
up there.
first? I'm scared. Whale?
Isharmala! 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 Isharmala!
Ishamla. Skadi. You are not nutrients to complete the cycle. You are its end. They await your transformation.
Ishamala, Scotty, no, very bad, don't do it. Don't do it.
Return to us, Ishamla. What do you say? You have followed me through many nests, Abyssal Hunter. What do you wish to know?
Everything.
I can tell you all you've longed to know, Hunter. We kin are selfless. We kin are devoted. We kin wish to share everything. The only requirement is that you become one with we many. Follow us,
the music.
Pianus.
Lead the way.
It's time to dive deep into the ocean and embrace the true path of life. We finally get to see the hubris of Aegir people. This event was quite unique. The new mechanic allowed us to build our custom high tiles, while also reviving our primordial PTSD from Stultifera Navis. But before we venture deeper, let me ask you a serious question. Are you a fan of consuming 100 HP per second and dealing 200 true damage per second to your enemies that have either attacked or been attacked by you, where your attack range increases by +1, max HP by 60%, attack by 120%, also each attack deals 5% of your HP and has a 25% chance to stun your targets for 5 seconds? Or are you an enjoyer of immediately increase your max HP by 80%, increasing your attack by 260%. You also immediately throw an anchor forward, stopping when hitting a target or reaching the max distance, which is a whopping 6 tiles, dealing 160% of attack as physical damage to all nearby enemies and stunning them for 6 seconds. If the anchor stops on a tile you can deploy on, you will move to that tile. The skill can be manually deactivated, and when skill ends, you will return to your original position. I will let you know that I am a huge fan of the ocean, man. Path of Life was the season to wait.
What's with the fucking wagons, brother? Holy cake. What in the world, brother?
For a whale, quite literally. He was the daddy of all daddies, the most chat operator in the game, an operator who doesn't rely on defense to tank. Nah, dude simply face tanked all his enemies without even flinching. And you know what I call him? The reverse hookmaster. Ulpianus really outshined every other content during the update. Despite us receiving a free 6-star ticket, a bunch of other goodies and even font English VA. And that was all of Arknights 2024. We got more Australian money, more flat but fertile land,
more Australia
within the sand, more song cover, more Arknights Endfield exhibition, more collaboration with other franchise, more songs reminding us of Seaborn PTSD, more Link Shield, more backstory that gave us depression, while I am just a chill guy. More game-breaking
plus. Come on. Come on.
Guy. More game-breaking operators, so modern Arknights player can feel the power of balance. More co-op games to kill the balance. More creator contests. More Crusher copypasta. More GG beating the shit out of you. More fan games. More football games. More burnt toast. More meetup at Times Square, more concerts, more Breaking Bad reference, more community events, and all in all, more Arknights content that we can enjoy as a community.
And Endfield around the corner. The beta is going to be such a good start to 2025, man. My goats, thank you for watching, but man, obviously Plus is him. Please go like the video, please go subscribe, please watch it yourself, alright? Get them in. We love some plus minus content. My days. But more importantly as well, YouTube, we do appreciate you for watching. Okay, stutter, crazy. If you do like the video, please like, comment, subscribe. We are trying to hit 3,000 by the end of the year, and hey, I don't think it's exactly impossible, but it's a bit of a crazy stretch given us like 3 days left, okay? So please help me with the goal. It'd be pretty crazy. And I would also like to implore you to follow the stream on Twitch if you're not a YouTube streamer or YouTube watcher, because hey, we simul stream on both, and there's positives to each side, which side. So without any further ado, thank you so much for watching. Whoa, I can't speak. Thank you so much for watching. If I did take up any more, I'm not going to take up any more time any day, and I'll see you in the next one. But bye now. Oh my god, I am actually losing my mind in real time.